How classy was Justin Fields in his press conference?
Yeah, no doubt.
I mean, if you're not a fan of him or whatever, it's hard not to be. I'm pulling for him. And I got to be dead honest here. He would have been my quarterback. The kid has ability. So when you sit back, it could have been changed. It could have been different, had they, hired me or whatever. He would have been my quarterback. Okay, I believe in the ability that this young man has. How about we do something to help the guy?
Yep.
All right, the thing that's frustrating to me is when you see the New England Patriots taking off, every one of their players has improved. Every move they've made improved their football team.
Rex Ryan just dropped a bomb hotter than a New York summer. He actually thinks the Jets should trade for Shadur Sanders. Yes, that's Shadur Sanders, the guy who's making defenders look like they're standing still in slow motion. Are the Jets about to pull off the wildest, most chaotic trade in football history? Stick around because we're diving headfirst into Rex's jaw-dropping, eyebrow-raising, completely unhinged fantasy playbook, and you won't believe what comes next.
It is time for the Jets to acquire Shadur Sanders from the Cleveland Browns. And someone tell me why that's a bad idea. And I don't want to hear about it's a circus. It's a circus? What's this? What the hell is this that we're watching? Circus! That's a circus. Bad, crappy football is a circus. The Jets should have drafted this guy, I don't know, second, third, fourth. They got a million opportunities to draft him. He has not gotten an opportunity in Cleveland. I don't really care about the Cleveland Browns, so I'm not going to fight their battles. I'll let Josina Anderson take care of that.
If you're enjoying, please subscribe Shadur Sanders to the channel. It helps more than you think. Haters love to say that Shadur Sanders had no other team he could go to, as if the universe just handed him a Jets-only lottery ticket and told him to take it or stay home. Absolute nonsense. Complete and utter BS, but here's the thing. This is peak hater energy. It's not even about football anymore.
This kid in the eye in the locker room.
This is one of those games, the owner took his shot. This is where, I think a couple weeks ago we were talking about the Miami Dolphins and the players only meeting. This is one where we play for one another.
Yes.
Because you as the quarterback, he took a shot at you. I would sit up here and wonder, is he in a bunker with us?
Yeah, no.
He's not in our everyday operation with us. He's up there signing checks and making those professional calls. So I think, like you said, he sold the quarterback out, ran over him with the bus. I just hope that there's some way that this Jets team can rally because they need it.
I got to say this.
What I hope is that once his teammates found.
It's about how much someone can despise a man before he even has the chance to throw a single pass in a Jets uniform. Imagine judging a quarterback's future like it's a reality TV show, and you're already sending him home without a rose. That's the level of irrational energy we're talking about.
I see a talent, a guy I think we all talked about him as a guy that could at least be a serviceable starting quarterback in the NFL. They are not giving him a chance in Cleveland. If I'm Darren Muji, I call up my my contemporaries in Cleveland, and I say, here's a 5th-round pick back. Here's your 5th back. Let's get Shedeur in here, and let's see what the kid has got, because why not?
If he comes to the Jets, amidst all of this and all the issues that are going on already, and he's just the brash guy that he was, how does that make it any better?
What if he's good?
It doesn't matter if he's good.
It doesn't matter if he's good?
Well,
you can't believe that, Zeke. Of course it matters if he's...
Let's get one thing straight. Shadur didn't just appear out of thin air. This guy is a walking highlight reel. A touchdown factory, with the kind of arm that makes defenders rethink their career choices. And yet, the narrative out there is like a bad infomercial. No other team wanted him. No other team cared.
Could this become real? The Cleveland Browns send Shadur Sanders and their Jacksonville first-round pick to the New York Jets for Garrett Wilson. Now, I understand, a lot of you want Shadur Sanders to get an opportunity and for Garrett Wilson to have a change of scenery. But I just don't see this trade happening. While I do think the Jets are going to be looking for quarterbacks on the market, I don't think Shadur Sanders is one of the guys on the block right now. Especially because Cleveland's still trying to figure out what they have in these 2 rookie quarterbacks. And right now, a lot of their game plan involves figuring out what they have right now in Dylan Gabriel, and by the end of the season, knowing what they have in Shadur Sanders so that they can approach the draft this coming offseason.
He's overhyped. Overhyped. The same people who are whining about him probably couldn't throw a football farther than 5 feet without hitting an unsuspecting grandma. But suddenly, Shadur Sanders can't possibly exist outside the Jets because reasons. Here's the fun part. The haters, in their infinite wisdom, conveniently ignore the obvious. He wasn't cornered into the Jets. Shedeur had options, plenty of them. He could have gone anywhere, and anyone with a brain who knows football knows it. But no, in Haterland, logic doesn't exist. In Haterland, your potential and talent are irrelevant if you make a choice they don't like. It's almost impressive, the sheer energy it takes to hate a man preemptively. You don't see that in many careers, maybe politics, maybe reality TV, but definitely not in professional sports unless someone's actively trying to be ridiculous. And then there's Kevin. Oh, Kevin. Kevin apparently has a personal vendetta against success. He'd rather lose every game, step on the field like a man walking into a trap, and collect unemployment before the season even ends, than to play his best quarterback. It's almost like he's allergic to winning. Can you imagine the internal struggle? Do I actually win? Or do I maintain this weird, stubborn reputation for refusing logic? Kevin's choice is always the second option.
Wrote today. He thinks there's a possibility the Browns could deal Shadur Sanders before the trade deadline. Would that then open up an opportunity for them to activate Deshaun Watson? Do you think that's totally off the table, or is there a possibility Sanders could be dealt?
Well, they're covered if that opportunity arose, because first you got Zappy, who could serve as an emergency number 2 until Deshaun Watson's ready.
Always. It's comedy gold. A man with a top-tier QB sitting in the wings, probably texting memes during practice because he knows he's capable of greatness, while the coach is out here inventing excuses like a conspiracy theorist, writing a book about lizard people controlling football. No matter how many highlights, no matter how many games he's carried his team through impossible situations, Kevin finds a way to avoid using him. And the fans notice, the critics notice, but the haters, they just double down, because hating is easier than thinking. This whole narrative is a circus, and Shadur is the main attraction. Hilarious. The level of imagination it takes to invent a narrative this insane is almost admirable, if it weren't so wrong. Shadur could have walked into half the league and turned them into a highlight reel factory. And yet the story spun around him like he's trapped in amber, like some rare collectible no one gets to use. And Kevin? He's apparently content to watch it happen while shaking his head like he's solving a Rubik's Cube blindfolded.
Wilson, as much as Jets fans would love Shadur Sanders, but I don't think either would be willing to give up Garrett or Shedeur for the other, because right now the team's plans rely on them. If you trade away Garrett Wilson for the Jets and then bring in a new quarterback, that quarterback no longer has any weapons to work with. You're asking Breece Hall to carry a lot of that offensive workload, and the Browns, in turn, would have a wide receiver, but not really the quarterback play that they can feel comfortable going into the draft process with. And then, of course, they lose that first-round pick, which provides extra flexibility for either a quarterback or a lineman to shore up that offense come next season.
You can almost hear it. Kevin's internal monologue. Do I play him? Now let's see what happens if we stubbornly refuse logic. Maybe we'll lose by 1 touchdown. That's fun. That's interesting. That's me. And somewhere Shadur is probably texting his agent like, "Bro, what did I do to deserve this?" Meanwhile, the haters dare to lecture everyone else about how Shadur should have made a different choice, like the Jets being his only viable option somehow reflects on his talent. Spoiler alert, it doesn't. It reflects on Kevin's inability to make a sensible decision. And the funny thing is, Shedur's still winning. Even in this ridiculous scenario, Kevin can pretend to be oblivious, the haters can pretend to be experts, but the truth, like sure, he could have gone anywhere else, but why should that make anyone jealous? Oh right, because their energy isn't about fairness or football. It's about being annoyed that someone else's star shines brighter than their bitterness ever could. Meanwhile, Kevin continues to operate in his own parallel universe where losing is preferable to making the obvious move. Every game becomes a testament to stubbornness. Every play a middle finger to common sense.
I got a weird text yesterday. I was on Little Italy. I'm like, what is this? And a friend of mine from WFAN in New York sent me a text, and he asked me the question, and I straight out said no. And honestly, the reaction, it was flat out, why? You guys all hate him. I go, I don't hate him.
I don't think anyone here hates him.
No, I think there are some fans who, for whatever reason, maybe they hated his father or whatever, they've called in, they've tweeted here and there. I do think it's the vast minority of people hate Shadur Sanders.
And Shadur, he's just sitting there doing what he does best, looking like the MVP in a season that hasn't even really begun. Because apparently, that's how some coaches want to test patience, by delaying greatness. And let's not even get started on the mental gymnastics the haters perform. They twist logic into pretzels, contorting reality so hard it would qualify as an Olympic sport. No other team wanted him. Really? Did they check the schedule? Did they look at the rosters? Did anyone ask the league? Nah, hating first, thinking later. It's a full-time job, apparently, and these people are overqualified. It's almost impressive how dedicated they are to spreading nonsense. And every week, the saga continues. At the end of the day, it's hilariously clear. The haters aren't looking at reality. Kevin isn't looking at reality. Shadur Sanders is the only one doing his job and doing it spectacularly. And the best part? The more they try to create these narratives, the funnier it gets for everyone else watching. It's like a slow-motion train wreck with popcorn in hand. You can't stop watching, you can't look away, and you can't help but laugh at the absurdity of it all.
Let me get this straight. The Jets asked the Browns about Shedur's availability to be traded, and the Browns said they wanted a second-round pick. Keep in mind, they drafted this man with the 5th-round selection. He has not played in a regular season NFL game, but yet they want a second-round pick for him. Now, magically before the trade deadline, Shedeur is listed as questionable today due to a back injury and inactive versus the Patriots. And they elevated their practice squad quarterback Bailey Zapp to be QB2. Translation, the Browns never had any intention of playing Shadur Sanders. He literally listed this man as inactive, so there'd be no chance he could possibly play even if Dillon Gabriel was terrible or got hurt. Browns fans, Kevin Stefanski hates you.
So yeah, Shedeur had options, Kevin had stubbornness, and the haters had nothing but hot air and bad takes. And somehow, through it all, Shadur Sanders still emerges as the undeniable force in this comedy of errors. And it's Shadur Sanders proving that sometimes talent doesn't just talk, it laughs, scores, and makes a mockery of anyone foolish enough to doubt it before it even starts. The craziest thing? Kevin keeps his job. Yes, somehow, someway he keeps his job. The Browns have become this weird parallel universe where losing isn't just tolerated, it's expected. The Browns front office would have more gold than Michael Phelps. Every week fans are collectively screaming at the TV, but the higher-ups just nod sagely. Like, yes, let the losing continue. It builds character. Or something. And Kevin? He's cruising through it all with the smug confidence of a man who knows no consequence will ever touch him. Play your best quarterback? Nah, maybe next week. Keep losing? Absolutely. Keep job? Check the system.
Think about what you're giving up if you give up Shedeur. And if you're Stefanski, you are very upset at that development because Shedeur is essentially, he could be his get-out-of-jail-free card when it's all said and done.
Oh, I don't even think Kevin thinks like that. I think Kevin would rather get fired than play Shedeur at this point. That's the way it feels. I'm not saying that's definitively what it is, but I'm not doing charity work here. I'm not doing charity work for Shadur Sanders, and by the way, he doesn't need it, and I'm sure as hell not doing it for the Jets. Make me a real offer. And so for Shedeur, okay, a third and a future fourth, or 2/3. All right, maybe. But if you really want Shedeur, if he is the miracle salve to save the Jets, you come with a 5th-round offer, you're going to get laughed.
The system is broken, but at least it's entertaining. Watching a grown man actively refuse to do his job while the universe shrugs is the kind of comedy most of us pay for on streaming services. Except this is real life. And then there's Rex Ryan stepping in like he's the moral compass of the football world. He wants to see Shedeur fail, just for the pure joy of proving some twisted point about Jets' misery. It's a dark, almost villainous level of fan energy masquerading as analysis. The Jets are basically the Mount Everest of football disasters, and Rex wants Shedeur to summit it, without oxygen, rope, or a Sherpa. Meanwhile, Shadur is probably reading all this nonsense like, really? This is my fan base? This is my world? And yet through it all, the man stays calm, focused, and somehow hilarious.
Literally traded Joe Flacco so Stefanski would be forced to make Shedeur QB2. And he said, no, I'm going to go with Dillon Gabriel and elevate Bailey Zapp, who's been awful in the NFL. Now, this is organizational malpractice if I've ever seen it. And let's keep in mind, in these trade talks, the Jets are desperate. They're 0-7. Aaron Glenn does not want to be fired. He's a really good coach, but his quarterback play has been awful. When in the history of the NFL has a backup quarterback ever demanded a 2nd-round pick? I can't think of a single situation. I'm in disbelief, and this might be NFL collusion because there's no way you won't play him and you won't trade him, despite him looking better than the starter Dillon.
His career is like a masterclass in surviving absurdity. Every bad take, every hater hot take, Every Rex Ryan hot mic disaster is basically just background noise while he keeps stacking wins in college. Stacking highlights, stacking his resume like a human Jenga tower of pure talent. And the higher it gets, the more the haters panic, trying to knock it down before the inevitable collapse of their narrative. Spoiler, it's never happening. And let's be honest, the Jets, they're like the Bermuda Triangle of football. Meanwhile, Kevin continues his own absurd saga in Cleveland, refusing to play the best quarterback, losing like it's performance art, and somehow keeping his job because the Browns are allergic to winning. And that's where the comedy really hits. You have a guy like Shedeur, who could play anywhere, dominate anywhere, and Rex Ryan is sitting there like a villain in a soap opera, plotting disaster.
Oh, Cleveland Browns fans, let's go ahead and cut right to the chase. Kevin Stefanski is never going to give Shadur Sanders an opportunity. He's not. And I think I understand the assignment now. You look at this game, and Kevin Stefanski is almost like the captain on the ship of the Titanic. He's going down with the ship. His way, nobody else's way. Myles Garrett just set a franchise record with 5 sacks in a game, and they lost 32-13 because Kevin Stefanski is not what's doing in the best interest of the team. Now,
meanwhile, Kevin is out here building a resume of consistent failure like it's some kind of avant-garde statement. Every narrative twists in on itself like a football-shaped pretzel. The Browns normalize losing. Kevin refuses logic. Rex Ryan wants to see chaos. The Jets are basically a warning label. And Shadur Sanders? He's standing there, calm as ever, laughing at the madness while preparing to absolutely demolish expectations wherever he goes. You can almost hear the dialogue in slow motion. Rex Ryan gasping, Kevin shrugging, haters typing furiously, and Shedeur just nodding like, yes, I see it. This is ridiculous, but it's also hilarious. It's a perfect storm of irony, absurdity, and skill. The universe could not have written a better comedy if it tried. Meanwhile, let's not forget the absolute audacity of the Browns' tolerance for losing.
Reported that the Jets reached out to the Cleveland Browns and say, hey, what do y'all want for Shedeur? And it's being reported or rumored that the Browns wanted a 2nd-round pick. What the fuck? What? What? A 5th-round quarterback that has not played. Y'all want a 2nd for him?
Kevin keeps the same stubborn approach, refusing to pivot, refusing to play the best QB, refusing to acknowledge logic, all while keeping a job that, in any other context, would have vanished faster than a touchdown in overtime. Meanwhile, Shedeur continues to dominate wherever he is, quietly proving that talent doesn't just show up, it refuses to be ignored. And that's what makes it all so funny. Kevin will still refuse to play logically, Rex Ryan will still want chaos, the Jets will still be the Jets. But the difference is clear. Shadur Sanders isn't just a player, he's a force of nature, and the entire football world, with all its absurdity, bitterness, and chaos, is just the stage for his inevitable greatness.